How's it going, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Unsigned Pop Punk Podcast. I'm your host, Patrick Tarnowski. My co-host, Brett Harvey Wheezy, is not with us tonight. He is having internet issues, but that's okay, because fuck him, right? Fuck him. Uh, just kidding, Brett. I love you. Today, we got Brian and Brian from Iowa band Eugene Levy on the show. Friends, welcome.
Thanks
I
for having
forgot
us. We're excited.
I forgot we were both named Brian, and I was like, wow, that's really confusing.
Yeah, Brian and other Brian.
That's why I put my name as the other Brian.
I love that. That was genius. Uh, I, I was it was making me think like there's some movie named it's like the other and I couldn't remember what it was. I'm like, what the fuck is it? It's like the other Ben or something. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but it's gonna
Sounds
drive me nuts.
familiar, and it's
Yeah,
gonna drive me nuts now.
I know. It's been what I've been like thinking about in the back of my brain since like we hopped on this Zoom call and I haven't figured it out. Granted, I have like a fancy like internet machine in front of me that I could just search on, but nah.
Would it be the other
Guess who doesn't
guy?
have the internet?
The other guys
Brett
is a
doesn't have
movie,
internet.
right?
There is the other guys,
Other
which is a
guys.
hilarious movie.
Very
That's all I
underrated.
got. I've never seen that movie. I've never seen
What?
it. Yeah.
It's really funny. There's the other woman, the other sister, the other place.
Hmm.
I don't know. Nope. I can't even search because I'm like the other movie and then hoping it'll pop stuff up, but clearly that didn't work. All right. So let's get right down to it though, because I've been waiting. I really want to know. Like, you've been a band for about 7 years now, like, and sharing a name with America's favorite dad and, Canadian fucking treasure, Eugene Levy. Recently, seeing lots of posts about, Kelly Clarkson and able to share your music with them. Let's talk about that. How'd that happen?
I didn't think it was real. It's
So
that
they
simple.
actually they actually reached out to us, and our bass player Nick screenshotted the message
Yeah.
and sent it to the group chat and was like, "Hey, this would be hilarious if it was real." And kind of took a look, and we're like, "Holy shit! I think this is real." And then it took Brian another 3 weeks until he was finally convinced it was real. But
Yeah,
yeah,
it wasn't real to me until they made a post about it and tagged us and had the Eugene Levy holding our shirt. Because like I'm just like that. A lot of things on the internet aren't real. And
Right.
they made us sign like documents allowing them to play our song on TV. I think our friend Joe, who did the video, had to sign a document to allow them to play the video. My friend Kiosha, who made our logo, had to sign the rights to share our logo on TV. There were so many things we had to sign, and as we were doing it, I was like, "Oh, this actually might be real."
It
Either
still
that or
just
some.
might be though.
Well, I was like, either that or somebody really, really wanted free T-shirts, and if they really wanted them that bad and did this whole thing, I would have been impressed. I would have been like, here, you just here, take my band name as well. Just take all the rights to all of our songs at that point.
So you guys sent them some merch?
Yeah, we sent it to 30 Rockefeller, I think is what it is.
Sure.
yeah,
And
we
yeah, well, Brian, you're gonna say something
I was gonna say,
good.
yeah, we just sent it
Yeah.
straight to the studio and
Yeah.
got the sizes that they wanted, and we had no idea exactly what they were gonna do with it. They were
Mhm.
very vague with it,
Yeah.
but as they would explain to us, like with the whole TV thing, and everything's really, really like kept like low key and secretive until it actually airs, and so we
Right.
weren't actually allowed to announce it until the day before, but we had known about it for like several weeks prior, so it was tough.
That yeah, I'll bet. I mean, that's crazy, man. So, like, have you guys seen like a little influx of interest in like streams and stuff like that
I,
from it or
I think it's been like a little bit, but what was really positive that came out of it was our Instagram followers got a lot more.
Mhm.
Like that entire day or day to 3 days after, I couldn't look at my phone without seeing just too many not too many, but like a bunch of followers added.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, these are a lot of new people. But what I also think it did in general was it really energized our home community. Cause like we're from like Midwest Iowa,
Yeah.
and
You're right down the road.
I'm gonna say it now, and somebody will be mad at me, but not just Caitlin Clark comes out of Iowa. I'm gonna say it, you know. But no, honestly, it was super cool, and we saw a bunch of followers added, and then what I've just been seeing is like general excitement. Our entire feeds for at least 24 hours was Eugene Levy the band meet like the whole thing, and
Yeah.
that was super neat and rad.
Even when I was doing research just for this, I would type in on Google you like Eugene Levy band, and then it's just a whole bunch of like internet sites that are talking about you guys being on like Stereo Gum, like a whole bunch of shit just about you guys being introduced to Eugene Levy.
Yeah, and well, and we joked about it forever. Like, so d despite what the other Brian says, like, when we named our band, it was actually he was working at the same spot, and he was living across the street, and I would hang out there, and then he would get off of work, and then we would drink beer and write songs, and we were talking about what we wanted to do and what we wanted to name our band. And I think it was Brian who said like, oh, we should name ourselves Jim Levinstein because we want to sound like we are on the American Pie soundtrack. And but then I was like, we're too old. Like, mind you, I think I was 25, maybe younger than 25, and that's not very old.
Right.
Um,
Not at all.
but regardless, I was like, we're too old to be the kid in the thing. We got to be like the dad. And he's like, what if we actually named ourselves after the actor? And I was like, that's kind of funny. And then we've joked for so long about what would happen if he actually found out. And most interviews and most like interactions with people, they're like, do you think he knows? And we were like, I don't know. I mean, we play with Thomas and Nicholas, who's a friend of ours, and like we've been like 1 degree of separation from him.
Hmm.
But we're like, maybe he does. I mean, we haven't been cease and desist yet. I don't think I said that word right, but that hasn't happened yet. And so then it finally did happen, and it's wild. It's wild.
I mean, it's kind of like the thing. It seems like the thing lately because there's a band. I don't remember exactly how you pronounce it, but it's like Danny Annie Aykroyd or something like that. There's a
That's a
fucking
cool
Dan
name.
like a Dan Aykroyd band. I mean, you got Bill Murray. I
Mhm.
mean, they're all just trying to ride your coattails a little bit. They're like, it'd be really fucking cool. Just just do the Eugene Levy.
We just thought it'd be funny, and then Schitt's Creek happened.
Yeah,
And people were like, "Have you seen that?" And I don't think I watched it until the final season aired, and then I started binging the whole thing.
it's incredible.
Oh, it's a great show. Honestly, he's such a great actor.
Yeah,
I didn't really know his like everything he's been in until we named ourselves after him, and I was like, I probably should be knowledgeable.
yeah.
My argument is Best in Show is probably my favorite thing he's done.
It's so
It is
good.
so funny.
It's so good. Yeah, he is such a good actor. He's super underrated. Well, not anymore. But
Uh,
like he was underrated. Even when he like back when he was doing, the American Pie movies and stuff, like he had done a ton of shit before that.
Mhm. No,
So,
I was watching what was it? There's a documentary who came out on the guy who did Uncle Buck. I can't remember his name right now.
John Candy.
Yeah, John Candy and Eugene Levy was in that, and I was like, oh, hey, look, I'm in it. And just like, but I didn't realize like he was doing like stuff on TV like when he was like younger.
Hmm.
And he really like I feel like he's finally getting his flowers now, and
Yeah,
that's rad because he really has been just such a great actor. And he's not just like I guess to a lot of people my age, like it's American Pie before Schitt's Creek and everything.
right.
But now it's like, oh, like this dude has such a like wonderful array of acting things he's done, and he's been so good at it and fun.
Totally. And speaking of other actors that do deserve their fun time in the sun. you talked about Thomas Ian Nicholas, so you also just released your cover of Fat Lip, with the American Pie icon, who's also been in lots of other pretty great movies. I don't remember the horror movie he did, um, but it's
Halloween, when he was in Halloween.
no, 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 not the Halloween movie. He did like a frick, which one was it? He told me to watch it, and I was like, "You got it, dude." Um, let's look. Come on now. Horror. It was not Halloween. That I mean, Halloween Resurrection was great. Um, it's not going to tell me. It's not good. I have to look it up. I'll look it up. We'll talk about it later. But it was fun, man. I like his movies. Um, but yeah, so you just did the cover of Fat Lip though with him. So was this when you decided to do this? Was this in the works like before the Kelly Clarkson stuff, or were you like, dude, let's fucking ride this train, baby?
So that song I think was recorded like 3 years ago.
Okay.
Um, and one like what kind of happened was and very like it was like a happy accident because we've been holding on to it and we've been talking about releasing it and like constantly putting it off for whatever reason. Um,
hmm
but what was super rad was when we realized, oh, like we're Eugene Levy's gonna figure out who we are. Wouldn't it be fun to finally release that cover? And it was supposed to release the day before,
hmm
but thankfully it released a day or two after and it
Okay.
it it kind of worked in our favor because like trying to kind of build that excitement around your band like that's like the hardest part sometimes is like getting people excited about what you're doing. And so we're like, oh, okay, Eugene, let me know who we are. Also, Thomas Ian Nicholas and us have a cover. Here you go. And it just kind of like worked out super well. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
And it was fun. Dude, Thomas Nicholas is just the raddest dude. He's
yeah,
so cool.
he's a good dude. Yeah, we had him on the show probably a couple of years back at this point now. Just wonderful human being. Um, I found out the movie. Guys, if you haven't seen it, it's called Living Among Us. That's oh my gosh. It's a vampire like I don't remember exactly if it's like third person or not third person, but like a found footage type thing, but it's like they're a documentary crew slightly, like what we do in the shadows, but not. It's more like a scare, horror actually. But they're like vampires have outed themselves in the public eye, and they're like a documentary crew, and it's awesome. It's super fun.
Well, the band will have to have a movie night, and we
You
all
should.
just watch that.
I think it's a good idea, but outside of like the covers and the American Pie stuff, you guys just released like a ballad type song like Whiskey Sour back in September. It's a little
Yeah.
slower pop punk jam, kind of ballady. Yeah. Do you guys have like a new EP or album in the works at all that you're able to talk about, or just kind
We,
of going the
we,
singles route?
we just have a lot of ideas, and what we're doing right now is just like the name of the game has kind of changed.
Yeah.
And like it's really all about singles unless you have that big backing or that big thing with you. And so right now we're just kind of releasing like Whiskey Sours is like 5 years old.
Yeah, that was one of the first songs we recorded with our
Well,
buddy Tanner,
yeah, yeah,
random
and
Tanner.
like
He's doing stuff with Los
You
Hills
just
now, which is fun.
you can,
eh,
you guys just releasing old songs right now, or what you doing?
yeah, well, it's like
We're just
we had
sitting on them.
like well, like my thing was we had some songs that were kind of there and then we just kind of kept for a while, and I felt like I really wanted to like close that chapter of Eugene Levy.
Okay.
And I felt like we couldn't really close that chapter without sharing those songs with people. And like Whiskey Sour is the most unlevy song we've ever released. And I
It's
like
good
that
though,
about
man.
it.
Yeah,
Well, I was really when the Eugene Levy thing happened, I was like, I don't want people to think that's what we sound like because we don't.
sure.
And so that's another reason why I was like, we have to get this Fat Lip cover out, because I don't want people to think we're like a ballady band because
Oh
we're
yeah, yeah.
definitely not.
Right.
but yeah, like releasing that was like super cathartic for me. It's about a friend of mine on my end, and it's like a very heavy song, and a lot of
Yeah.
Levy songs are about like hanging out with your friends, drinking beer, like just having this community. And Whiskey Sour was like just a different kind of song in which I got to talk about a very serious issue with my friend who passed away, and I really wanted to share that with people. Regardless of if we ever play it live, we will probably never play it live again. We did it like twice,
Okay.
well before the song ever came out. But it was great to get that song out. But right now we're just focusing on trying to write whatever the next version of us is. And I think the most exciting part, and I think Brian can attest to this about what we're doing now, is there's really like no pressure anymore, and we just want to write things that make us happy and things that sound good, and whatever the next version of this band will it'll just be whatever we decide to have fun with and do, if that makes sense.
Yeah, totally. Do you have any like a new song that you're working on at all or
Well, Brian sent me a demo
okay.
like a week ago. But we have like I want to say a solid 3 or 4 songs that are demoed out that just need to get a little bit of love in producing on our end to get them over that hump. Um, it's just sometimes, as we were talking about before we were recording the podcast, we're all in our 30. Oh, I'm 30. Brian is forever
40.
21.
Yeah.
Um, but the
Forever
majority of our
21,
band
huh?
are
Nice.
the majority of
That's
our
Nick.
band
That's Nick.
are like we're all a little bit older, and so we can't dedicate as much time to it as much as we would like to, and so we got to kind of figure out those moments where we can spend time on the band and record and get it going. And I think in the next like few months we're gonna actually start releasing music consistently. I feel confident in that because we're excited and we're ready to get it going. Right, Brian? Don't you love the song that you sent me earlier this week?
What's that?
Don't you just love the song you sent me earlier this week?
Oh, it's fun. I think
It
it
is
really
fun.
kind of encompasses the fun that we're
Yeah.
trying to have. And I
And
think Brian kind of hit that uh the nail on the head there when, whatever this next chapter is, it's really focused on us having fun with the band and the project because, if you ask any band or anybody who takes a hobby seriously, you're going to get in these ruts. There's ups and downs, and
Right.
um, I think when you really start to have fun with it, you got to ride that wave, and I think that's kind of where we're at right now.
Right on. So with like speaking of trying to find time and stuff like that, do you guys have any like shows or like any tours that you are looking to try and do in that with the rest of the year or maybe even into next year?
we're actually what's kind of crazy is people have reached out to us uh after the Eugene Levy thing about booking us at their venue. We've
Cool.
had like I want to say like at least 3 to 5 people reach out. I actually had somebody reach out today, Brian. I'll tell you about it later. But somebody reached out about like a bunch of things, and we don't have anything too solid. We have a couple shows. Like I think there's one in June we've already booked, but that's because of a show we played like this past June. They're just doing it again.
Yeah.
And I will say it, we're gonna cover. I think we're gonna play The Young and the Helpless in full at that show, and that's gonna be so fun.
All right. Right on. Is it like an
Um,
emo night type thing?
it's
Or
that kind of thing where a bunch of bands are covering stuff, and
yeah.
it's in St. Louis. It's called Almost Warped Tour.
Okay.
And they asked us back, and I was like, I would really like to do because this year we covered a couple good Charlotte songs, and we're like, man, this year we played Bowling for Soup, and like we threw in a couple good Charlotte songs, and we were like, man, we should probably just do The Young and the Hopeless in full, and I think that's what we'll end up
You
doing
should
next
you
year.
should really fuck with people and just do like Motel Ducap, like their newest album.
I actually didn't mind it. I
Dude,
thought it was
it's
pretty great.
good. I think it's good
Like,
for sure.
it's definitely in the upper tier of the new bands putting out music right now. Um, yeah. Except Starting Line is at the top of that list right now. I would argue that to anyone. I've been telling everyone for the past week or two, the new Starting Line record it might be their best record.
I'll have
And
to
I and
check
I
it out.
oh, it's so
I'm
good,
on the
dude.
I'm on the other end. The new Mayday Parade has got me hooked.
Yeah.
I
I
think
I
can't
they.
get enough of the new Mayday parade.
I'm a massive The Starting Line fan. I honestly forgot that they had put out a new album because so much fucking stuff has come out.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, God dang. I'm just trying to keep up with
Oh
stuff while also never listening to music outside of outside of doing Unsigned Pop Punk anymore because I'm just
yeah.
so burnt out of fucking music
Well,
or
the thing about the
pop
starting
punk.
line record, well, I can't blame you on that one. My argument for the new starting line record is, um, I love Say It Like You Mean It. I think it's a very special record.
Oh
I
yeah.
think it's so cool.
Yeah.
But it felt like the starting line. What got me to listen to it is they listed, two of the bands I'm obsessed with as influences for it. So they
Yeah.
have Title Fight. I love
Okay.
Title Fight. They're so good.
Yeah.
And then they listed Lifetime, and I was like, I'm in. I'm gonna listen to this record because you listed one of my favorite bands from Jersey. Like, let's go. And it doesn't sound like it sounds like the starting line, but they did whatever they wanted to do. So it's a pop punk record, but it's kind of indie, and it's just everything about it. It's got mud on it. It sounds a little dirty and grimy, and I love it. Uh, yeah, but Brian was talking also about that Mayday Parade. Did they put out a whole record or was it just the EP, Brian?
They got a couple new songs that they've also just released
Mhm.
recently,
I think the
which
singer
I'm sure
just
you
got
haven't listened
married
to because I
too.
have to force you to listen to them.
Yeah, you did.
I one of their newest songs I thought was super super good. I don't remember which one it was offhand, but I remember I'm like I'll check it out. I'll check this out and I was like, "Oh fuck, this is like really fucking good actually. God damn." Uh yeah. Uh when it comes to the starting line though, um this is going to be a hot take I think, but their Make Yourself at Home EP is probably my
Yeah.
favorite. Like I love how it I love the drums on that one, even though I know they're not what people want when with drums and stuff. They're like it's really snappy and stuff, but for some it's so nostalgic for me. I just fucking love the way that sounds. Just for that record though, I don't think I'd want to listen to anyone else do that. But that
No,
record,
I,
chef's
I'm, I'm
kiss.
I'm gonna have to give it a solid listen because like I listened to mainly Say It Like You Mean It, and then I've listened to pieces of their records after that, and then just this new one, and I'm just like this is I don't know, it's special. I love when a band I had very little expectations for it because it was called Eternal Youth,
Yeah.
and with my friends I've been telling people I'm so tired of the When We Were Young songs.
Oh my
Um,
God, so
uh,
much.
and mind you, I get it. Like I get what they're doing, and I'm not gonna knock any band that did it. Like my second favorite band of all time, Blink-182, did it. But my thing was I want more from a band. I don't want this nostalgia, like, like when I was younger, life was better. Like those rose colored glasses aren't as good as you think, man. Um, I think, and with the starting line, I was worried about it because of that name.
Right.
And then I heard the song, and instead of them being like, "Oh, I wish I was young again," it was them wishing time would stop. And I thought that subtle difference
Hmm.
was so different and correct for like the age group, and it resonated with me as a 31-year-old
Yeah.
rather than this nostalgic, "Oh, I wish I was 16 and didn't have responsibilities anymore."
Totally. I agree. And then just the influx of bands that just did wrote a song called When We Were Young. Like
Yeah.
Blink-182 was the third that I think
The
I had
third or
found that,
fourth, yeah.
and I was
And
just
and
like,
mind you,
and I think
I
it's
get
one of
it.
the best of them, but I was like,
Mm,
guys, like this it's not like something that really flows super well. I think I I think there's been up to 10 bands now that have done something similar, and every band that did something that was similar but didn't title it or say When We Were Young in the song did it better.
yeah, no, for sure.
Every one of
Um,
them.
well, and I get it when you get to that point, and a lot of those bands are in a space in which they are like they're megastars.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes when you get to that level, it's hard to be able to relate to those that are like, working like working class, if
Right.
you will. And so I think like sometimes they miss it and they're like, oh, we need to try to capitalize on this when we were young thing. But like I kind of said earlier before we actually started recording, like I genuinely think that people should reframe their brains and think that getting older is rad and see the most important and meaningful parts of it. And I think people miss it because they're like, oh, like I just wish I didn't have responsibilities and I wish my time wasn't full. But like at the same time, like and since I'm 31, I'm now married. Today's actually my anniversary with my wife.
Dude, you're
Like
crazy. What are you doing here?
I talked to her about it beforehand, but like I think like getting older is rad, man. Like I get to spend more time with my wife, and if we have kids, like that's a new section of life to enjoy.
Right.
If we didn't have kids, like we're still enjoying our lives. Like we're about to go to Fest this year. We just went to Jersey to see the Menzingers play. We went and saw Bayside out in Jersey as well while we were there, and like we get to live like the best version of ourselves because we get to enjoy life. And I
Hmm.
think people miss that and they get so stuck in this nostalgic when I was 16. And I want my bands to age with their music. I want them to talk about things that are like relevant to 30-year-olds and even 50-year-olds. And like that's what I want. I want them to age with it. And that's why the When We Were Young song got like old with me because I was like, okay, I heard it once. I get it. But like, let's talk about like, growing up and having families and having kids and what's relevant to us now. I think, and that's what lyrically Levy is going to continue to go on is like, what is relevant to us now, you know?
Yeah. Well said. I like it. It's a good way to
I don't
look
even know
at
why I'm
things.
on here. Brian's just doing great.
Well,
I
see,
practiced
here's the
that. I
thing.
practiced that.
Here's the thing. He's the words, you're the looks, okay? The only thing I gotta say is like I don't appreciate
I
the White
appreciate
Sox
that.
hat, but that's fine. That's fine. You
Hey, you're just mad we made history last year.
know. I'm not mad about that. You can
You're
have that
jealous.
history.
You're jealous. It's okay.
You can have it.
Yeah.
All right. Um, yeah, I've played a lot in Iowa. I actually enjoy coming through Iowa, but it's been a hot minute. What is the Iowa music scene for like emo pop punk like in 2025?
It's a
I
good question.
wonder if I'm too old to know. Like from our friends, like there's a bunch of good bands. I was talking to my friend Jay today. He's in a band called Sing Romantics. He's also in a band called Manhattan Blockade, and
Yep.
they've been friends with us for a long time. And I think it goes in ebbs and flows. Bands start and then they inevitably break up. I think we're in a spot right now where a lot of bands are ending and new bands are forming.
Sure.
Um, I'm not too in tune with the youth and what the younger kids are doing, which is probably a good thing since I'm 31. But I know a lot of young bands are starting, and I see a lot of that in Iowa City area.
Okay.
Iowa City is a good little spot. But Levy, I would argue Levy doesn't. I don't know. Pigeonholed is a good way to put it, but like we don't really I like identify with a specific scene.
Sure.
Would you say that's right, Brian?
Yeah, I think we just kind of find home wherever we're accepted. And we
Mhm.
just played a great show with our friends in Los Hills, and they're a new country group, and they kind of bring the same vibes as us. But everyone was like, "You guys are playing with the country band," and we're like, "Yeah." And they came to the show, and they're like, "Wow, this was fun." So yeah, I think Brian's right where it's we just are kind of finding home wherever people will have us.
It's fair. I think the last time I played a show in Iowa was at Vaudeville Muse, which, RIP baby.
Great
Uh
Legendary
venue.
venue,
I miss that
legendary.
venue. We
I missed
we,
that
we
fucking
played with
place.
Rotting out there.
I don't remember who I the only band I remember was the August Guns. They were fun. They're good guys. And I don't remember who else we played with there. But I do remember it was right before COVID. Um, like we were on tour, we got off tour March 1st of 2020. and like that's when,
Wow.
and like
Yeah.
2 weeks later maybe the world shut down. um but we are fairly certain our guitar player had COVID on the tour. He was fucking dead the whole tour. Like he would like he would be sleeping in the van the whole time. He would come help us load in and then go back to the van to fucking sleep. And he for sure probably had COVID. Uh, so that's fun. We carriers, guys, fuck us. Um, but no one knew. We didn't know. You just thought, you were
Yeah.
sick. You did your shit and you played. But one of the things I bring this up on this show pretty often. One of the best fucking restaurants I've ever oh my god, was like next to the Muse.
Bongs.
Yeah, they got that
Yeah.
fucking their pizza, their
Yeah.
General So pizza, and their
The crab
They have
rangoon
their
crab
pizza.
crab
rangoon.
rangoon.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my god, that shit was incredible.
Yeah, it was. Or it is, because it's still there, I think. I think
Yeah.
it's still there.
Yep.
Okay. It's
Yeah, we,
worth
we
it.
used to go there.
Coming.
We used to go there every time we would play the Muse, and which I don't know how many times did Levy play there often. I got cut off at the bar at like noon there once.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah,
Um,
that was great. That's one of my favorite stories about you. Literally was an early show, and I think it was
oh
6:30 p.m. And the bartender
yeah,
like looked at me, and she was like, "Do I serve him?" And I was like, "No,
Cut,
no, don't give him
cut
well,
that
anymore."
fucker
and
off, man.
And
mind
then
you,
and then
like
and then Brian says, "Thank you for taking care of me," to the bartender. May I please have a water?
yeah,
And she
dude,
was just
like
like, "What's going on? This guy's so nice that I just cut him off."
I just cut
no, well,
him
because
off.
well, the logic is like there's no reason to get mad, It's like I get it, like you don't want me to get hurt myself or hurt others, so that's cool, man. We
That's true.
ball.
However, you were the one to act that way. No one
Yeah,
else.
yeah,
Everyone else is like,
yeah.
"You son of a," and you're just like,
Yeah.
"That's cool. Thank you so much. I love you."
Yeah. Yeah,
You're
I'm like,
you're a beacon of
I,
hope in this world.
It's pretty much
like,
exactly verbatim what he said and how he said
yeah,
it.
Yeah.
no, I get it, dude. Like, well, it's like we all work like Brian works at a wine bar as well as a winery now, and like all of us like work service jobs, and we
Yeah.
get the grind, man. There's like respect is everything, and it's like you're the one in power here. I'm not
Right.
gonna sit here and be rude to you for no reason. You're doing your job, and like I appreciate it.
Hell yeah.
The muse,
So,
man.
so speaking of, memories and awesome things from the band, one of the like very early on in Levy history, you alternative press, named Eugene Levy in their bands you need to know from each state, which is fucking high praise. Alternative press is one of the meccas in our music scene. So you've also shared the stage with some pretty fucking really cool bands in our scene. What are excuse me, what are some of your personal favorite memories from your time as Eugene Levy?
The Ataris is definitely one, playing with
Dude.
them at a small venue in Des Moines, because I think we were just like, should we ask? And we're like, sure, let's do it. And then it actually happened. That memory just came up recently. Either that one, or like we won the contest Bayside did, to open up for Bayside in Chicago at a sold out show in, like, I can't remember how big that space was. And Bayside now is one of my favorite bands, I think partly because of that.
That's
I
cool.
actually have two tattoos on my arm for the
Wow.
new Bayside record. The newest Bayside record, phenomenal. Name another band that can release that good of a record that late in their career. Don't have very many. But no, I would say opening for Bayside was super rad. And then I had to work at 6 in the morning the next day. So we drove back from Chicago after playing.
Holy
And
crap.
then,
That's a drive.
uh, yeah, yeah. And then that Atari's gig was insane. Just because we were just like, we went out on a limb and we're like, what's the worst they're gonna do? They're gonna tell us no. All right, well then we just didn't play with the Ataris.
Yeah.
I think
Brian, what are yours?
I
Because I don't
think
even remember.
one of mine is easily hands down is going to be the little 3-day run we did with Spitalfield and the junior
Oh
varsity.
yeah.
So I
Yeah, those
graduated
count.
high school in 2003. So those albums that got dropped in 2003 are just absolutely like iconic to me. And I loved Spitalfield. Remember
Yeah.
Right Now?
One of the best.
Absolutely.
One
I
of the
listened to
best.
that CD so much that I went through like 3 copies of it. Um, but yeah, when we got asked by Mark Rose to go on that run, A, we were excited to go on the run.
Hmm.
B, we got to host a show in our hometown of Muscatine, but that was just kind of a surreal experience, and every show was sold out, and that's never happened to me before. Where you're getting usually you go to a venue and you're like, oh, I hope people show up, but then you
Yeah.
get to the venue and you're like, I wonder what it's like filled up in here, like it will be because it's sold out. So that was really cool. There's some of the dopest guys that we've ever played
Dude.
with.
The
So
JV, man. I love those guys.
yep,
Oh, dude,
yep.
Nick from that band is the nicest dude.
Yeah,
I
I
love that
know.
guy.
They're
Um,
all super nice. I also did a tour with them in like 2003, and that was a wild time. Like one of my favorite memories of my life is is the first show on that tour where we were playing at a college in I think it was DePaul University, and our show the next day got canceled, and we're like, fuck it, what should we do? And they're like, and there some people we met there were like, dude, there's a crazy fucking party happening tonight. And so we stayed, and we went to this party, which was literally like a party you see in a movie. It wasn't like we're like, this isn't fucking real life. And man, I saw I saw some things that night. It changed me. I became a man that night.
dude, that's like the best times is like going on tour and
Yeah.
like the part that you never hear about is like how much waiting there is. There's so much waiting on tour, getting
Yeah.
to the spot and waiting to do things. But like it's those moments and it's those friendships you gain.
Hmm.
And getting to hang out with the Spitalfield guys was so rad. The junior varsity was rad. Like we went on a 3-day run with Thomasy and Nicholas in the runaround.
That's
That
sweet.
was super rad.
That was a blast.
And we all
So
just
much
got to have a
fun.
good time and there's this camaraderie of like, we're all just doing the thing and we're all just supporting one another and having a good time.
Right.
I do want to bring up one more. Brian, you might disagree with me on this, but
Yeah,
we got to open up for what I'm going to say. We got to open
I
up for
know.
Brantley Gilbert at the Mississippi Valley Fair, and there was like 20,000 people there. And
Yeah,
it's a country guy, and the Mississippi
Right.
Valley Fair, they don't really bring in pop punk bands, and you could tell right when we started our first song, there were kids in the front row going, "What the fuck is this?
What the
I got in
hell is
Who are
this,
these
y'all?
guys?"
I what I got in a little bit of trouble after that show and I could explain that.
You
Well,
guys,
not a
you
little
guys
bit of
should have just,
trouble, but
you guys should have
They made
just
a
came
rule.
out.
They made a rule.
they made a rule because of me. And I'll explain that. I when we played that show, it was really rad because we got to play in front of so many people, and that was super neat. I've realized I hate barricades. I hate them so much. I am such a like punk hardcore kid at heart, even if I'm not accepted in those communities as much as I would love to be. That's my favorite genres of music. And so like that we had a barricade, and I was like, this sucks. I hate this. I can't give people high fives and be kind of like out there with them. It felt like this like weird barrier, but it was cool to be able to do. And what I give Brantley Gilbert, whom I'm not necessarily a fan of his music, what I give that guy was he actually spent like a good solid like 15, 20 minutes talking to us. And when
Nice.
you are playing a festival like that, even if there's a band who won to play with you, they don't have to do that,
No.
and so that was super nice of him to sit there, especially because we're not a country band.
Right.
Like he really could be like, well, it's not a country band. I don't want to talk to them. So
And to his
good.
credit, he went out of his way to find us and
Yeah.
introduce himself. And he knew who we were. He was like, "Hey, you guys are Eugene Levy. You're opening for me. This is cool. We're happy to have you here." So that was one of those things. Again,
Nice.
something he didn't have to do, but he went out of his way. We didn't have to approach him and be like, "Hey, this is who we are." He was like, "Hey, I'm Brantley Gilbert. You guys are
Yeah.
Eugene Levy." So to me, that was just one of those things. Like, hey, this guy's pretty down to earth. That
And,
he didn't have to do that, and he did. So
Hell yeah.
before I forget, we won a contest to do that, and I said the F word too many times on stage. We got a message from somebody, and mind you, I get it, I think they're like, oh, like your band would go so much further if you just didn't curse so much. But my argument against that claim was it's not like I was saying something like very vulgar or sexual about it. I,
Hmm.
I was using it to emphasize A, excitement, and B, I think the part that like I think my bandmates stood out to me was I was talking about how when I was a kid, I grew up on 90s country and like 80s country and like that was important to me and I like to think my mom was effing proud of me, is what I
Yeah.
said.
Yeah.
Because my mom is no longer with us. She hasn't been with us since I was a kid. And I like to think my mom would be very proud of me for being able to open up for a country artist. And but yeah, because of that, that contest has a rule that you're no longer allowed to cuss, and if you do, you get docked points, so you might not win the event. And I regret nothing. I regret nothing.
Fuck no.
Fuck
You
that,
know?
man.
Nor should you. Um,
Well, I'm a foul mouth punk
yeah.
sometimes. There's
Uh,
a time to be a foul mouth punk, and there's a time to be very like not
Very
like
polite, like
that.
when you get cut off at the bar.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, yeah, dude. You
Right.
know?
No,
Like
for
it's
sure.
no it's knowing when to say the words and when to not say the words, you
And
know?
and as you guys know, like one of the things that happens often, when you're touring, especially if you're independent touring band, a lot of times you end up playing like at churches and shit like
Yeah.
that. Um, which clearly, swearing is frowned upon. And by frowned upon, it's like don't do it or you might not they'll just turn you off. Um, one of the last tours we were on, like we played in plenty of churches, but this one church we played at, they were very like, we will turn you off if you swear. And my guitar player and other vocalist was so is he can't control himself. He's got some pretty good ADHD from time to time. And so like he was so fucking terrified of swearing that he was gonna ruin the show. So like he wouldn't even go in to the venue until it was about time for us to play. Like he just walked around like the neighborhood. He did whatever, just wandered around because he was like, "No, man, I don't want to fuck this up. I don't want to fuck it up, man. I will." And he was so nervous, and he did a good job. He didn't swear like during the performance, uh, but he was certain he was gonna. Because he just gets up there and he just loses it. He just fucking,
Mm.
it all turns off. And I get that. I've swore at least 5 times just trying, like, between your story and this. Like, I get it, you know? I
I'm
do it
I'm
all the
trying
time.
I'm trying to be more selective as to when I curse, especially on podcasts. I'm gonna I'm I, like
Well,
I got a path where I need to be a little bit better
I'm
at
gonna
swearing.
I'm gonna pat Brian
So
on the back here. He plays this market that I put on, or I don't put it on. I do the music for it. It's called the
yeah.
Good Makers Market. It's a very family event. There are
Sure.
kids there,
Yeah.
thousands of people, and Brian will cover Blink 182 and he will change all the sexual innuendos or
Look
switch
at
out
you
different words. And it's so funny
growing
because
up.
all the adults will laugh when he does it because they know what
Yeah.
it's supposed to say,
Yeah.
but Brian's saying something different.
Guys,
And
Yeah.
so, yeah,
guys.
you've done a good job with that.
Well, you got to know your audience, and the last thing I want to do legitimately is teach young kids words they probably shouldn't say, you know. But if
Well,
we're
and
sitting at like a punk rock bar and it's just a bunch of us all together, I'm gonna say the F word at least 20 times. Okay.
I mean, if you're, you're playing Blink 182 songs, and as the great Blink 182, once said, I guess this is growing up.
Yeah.
All right. With that, and we've kind of thrown a lot of advice in here, but so we got one more question before we go to a quick break. If you could give our listeners a piece of advice that you know now that you wish you knew when you were first starting your musical journey, what would it be?
I'm gonna let Brian go first, and I'll piggyback
I
probably.
would I would say if you don't feel like you fit in somewhere, don't try to force yourself to fit in somewhere. Be yourself.
Yeah.
What I've found is the more genuine you are, with just being yourself, the more people are going to be drawn towards you. I think it's it because I think I'm guilty of it, and Brian will probably agree. Where you try to fit into a certain group or a certain sound, and it just isn't genuine. But once you start kind of doing it yourself, or not doing it yourself, but being yourself, I think people are a lot more drawn to that.
Yeah.
And finding those spaces is everything. That's what we did when we started as a band. I think that's what we're going into now as well. I would also add to like vocalists specifically. As Brian knows, I've had a very long journey at figuring out how to be a vocalist, how to be a front man. It is different, you know.
Yeah,
And
totally.
the things I would suggest to vocalists specifically, especially young vocalists who are just starting, one, like practice more than you think, uh,
Hmm.
because your voice needs to be practiced, and it's it is like, yes, it's punk rock to sound not the best, but it's also really rad to sound as good as you can.
Totally.
And when you're actually performing, make notes of what you want to talk about. You don't
Hmm.
have to say, I'm gonna say this verbatim. I don't think you should do that because that's not very it. But be like, I want to talk about the bands here. I want to talk about what this song is here. And then I would also add the key that changed me, which is my friend Dustin, who showed me this when we were in a cover band together. You can acknowledge the crowd is there. I know it's a really odd sentence, but if you're an introvert or you're like very nervous about sharing your art with people, you don't know how to like realize that people are watching you. They came to maybe see your friend's band, but if you interact with them and you acknowledge them, you go, "Hey, guy with the red shirt." Like I love My Chemical Romance or something, you know? Doing things like that or giving high fives and actually interacting with the people in between songs or even in songs can really push your band like into a good spot and people can start to enjoy your shows. And have fun with it because like I've been doing this since I was like 16. Brian, you've probably been doing it about since you were 16, maybe younger. But like just give it your all and have fun, you know?
Hell yeah.
If you're not having fun, you're not doing something right, I guess.
Well,
And
I
that's the joy of being older and being a musician now. Sorry, I'm going on a rant. I apologize. But my argument is this is we don't have a label. We don't have anything that is tying us to this band.
mhm.
And we get to do what we want when we want to. And that is such a magical thing to have. Like the chances of us becoming the next, Mayday Parade or something, isn't very likely at 31. It could happen, and we
Mhm.
would never say no to those things.
Right.
But since we don't owe anyone anything, we get to just have fun and continue to do it like however we want to do it. And we owe nobody nothing. We can release as much or as little music as we want. We can play as many shows as we want. Like there's something very liberating about playing music when you're older that you don't have when you're a kid. And that is key to like all my older musicians, dude. Like just enjoy it. We get to still do this. That's crazy. Everyone falls off and I get it. Some people leave and come back and I get that too. But we have this liberating thing. It's not this, oh, I didn't make it. I'm 30 now. That we get to enjoy
Right.
it. And we do it because
Right.
we love it and we have no one telling us how to sound, how to look, what we need to do. It's everything, you know?
I agree. I think, and like a lot of people will put that like limit on themselves. Like, okay, once I hit 25, once I hit 30, if I hit that and I haven't made it, you know,
Mhm.
I'm going to call it quits. Well, don't do that. I did that. I try. Well, I've set those limits, but I'm still here. So, you
Still
know,
got to be involved.
right. Don't set limits because that's dumb. Like if you want to do anything, set like micro and macro goals, Start like give yourself like by this time I want to try and do this. By this time I want to try and do that. And then pivot when you need to, because that's the way it goes. You know, 99% of us are not going to be like fucking Taylor Swift or, it's or like Blink 182, Green Day. But that doesn't mean you can't enjoy it. If you are trying to be a career musician, there is only one reason. You fucking have to. It's what you have to do. It's what you think about. It's what you go to bed thinking about. It's what you're thinking about when you're at work. It's why you're doing podcasts when you're at work. It is, it
Eh,
is it's what you have to do because trying to be a career musician is so time consuming. It's so expensive. You don't do it because you don't want to do it. You do it because you fucking have to. So just have fun with it and enjoy it. Enjoy doing it. Because if you have to do it, then do it and have fun. And a lot of what you kind of say, be positive. Think positively about doing the things you're doing. Like if you're at a show, you're putting on a show, you're like, I wonder how many people will be here tonight. Well, who gives a shit? Like if you're in Chicago, right? And you're from Iowa, but you're playing in Chicago and 20 people are there, dude, you're in Chicago right now. That's fucking cool. That's pretty
mhm.
fucking cool. You're playing a show and there's 20 people that came and are watching you. That's pretty fucking cool. You got to look at the positives. It's easy to get caught up in negatives. That's so
Yeah.
easy. But you're hanging out with your fucking best friends in Chicago.
My
That
best friend's and Brian. He's sick school. So.
Well, there you go. And with that, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with our next segment. How's it going, everybody? It's Patrick with Unsigned Pop Punk, and we partnered with GFUEL. And let me tell you, there's no more pop punk drink on the market right now. I don't care what you used to drink at. GFUEL keeps you energized, focused, and hydrated. I just picked up my favorite flavor, Blue Ice. If you go to gfuel.com right now and use code UnsignedPopPunk, you're going to save 20% off your entire order. This tub I have is only $35.99. Now that may seem like a lot, but it's got 40 frickin' servings, which if you think about it in can form, is like 89 cents a can. And they're always dropping new flavors and collabs with some of your favorite animes, video games, and movies. Head over to gfuel.com and check it out for yourself. Let us know what your favorite flavor is. And once again, don't forget to use our code UnsignedPopPunk at checkout to save 20% off your whole order. And we're back. Thanks so much for sticking around. It's time for everybody's favorite section, the food for thought segment. I am super duper hungry. I've been up since 4 a.m. Actually 3 a.m. I started work at 4 a.m. And I ate lunch at 10. So it's been a while since I've eaten. I am mucho hungrito. Um, so talking about fongs and shit, whoo, it's killing me. All right. Um, I took a different route with the food for thought segment this time, as I was kind of just like leading into before we came back. But I wanted to look into some famous Iowa cuisines, right? Now you're like, what's that? But we'll find out whether or not the internet is a liar or if they're just things that you just don't think about because you're like, this is just how I live my life.
Everything on the internet is true, so I'm sure all of it's true.
Well, I found all of this on Facebook.
Yeah,
So
it's
no,
true.
it's true. So fucking true. All right, so my first one for you guys. If you had to pick, are you gonna pick a Made Right or Sloppy Joe?
Great.
I would say sloppy Joe because I would make it at home. I wouldn't go to a maid, right?
But if you had two put in front of you, Brian, which one are you picking?
Yeah, what you gonna pick?
I didn't know there was a difference.
That doesn't shock me at all. That doesn't
Maybe I'm
shock
not
me at
very
all.
Iowan. It's not
I
very Iowan to
Brian,
me.
Brian, next time you come to Muscatine, we're going to Made Right, and I'm going
And
to
then
get
you're
you a
gonna.
proper Made Right.
All right, cool.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure there's a big fucking difference.
There's a huge difference.
Is it one? Is it the one that one has Coke in it and one doesn't, like Coca-Cola?
Well, it's like the whatever the secret recipe is for the made right,
Oh,
but
well,
yeah, big difference.
all right, Brian. That's what we'll do next band practice. We'll figure it out.
And you're gonna watch that Thomas Ian Nicholas vampire movie.
Yes, we'll have
It's gonna be,
made rights and spooky movies.
dude. It's gonna be a it's gonna be a
Band
fucking party.
sleepover. Band
Party.
sleepover. 2:30 racks. Let's go.
All right. Grab yourself some 30 packs of hams, and just fucking go for it. Run and gun it, baby.
I will say this: this is the Iowa water.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
Oh,
that's kind of the Iowa beer.
oh
Yeah.
Bush
boy.
Light.
Talking about food, I don't know if liquid counts, but there is a thing called the Eugene Levy, which is you drink a tall boy like a 16-ounce beer and you take a shot of Fireball. That's the Eugene Levy.
Eugene
I
Levy
have
special.
I have some Fireball at my house right now, so let's
Do
fucking
it.
let's go. Uh,
Let's do the Eugene Levy. No, I'm just
let's
kidding.
do it. See, I would have to go like hams, man, is my jam up here in Minnesota. Now,
We did
look,
feature a can of hams once.
you did what?
We featured a can of hams once on a song. We it literally says featured a can of hams.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Uh,
That's right.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
I saw that.
Christmas song.
Yeah, the
Christmas.
the the Christmas song, which is also on a very pop punk
Yeah,
Christmas Volume 1.
Yep.
I
Yep.
remember that.
Yeah.
That's one of two physical copies of any of our songs we have.
All right. And it's with us, baby.
Yeah, yeah. I remember that. I was really excited about that.
Hell yeah.
Still
Me
am.
too. Me too. It's one of my favorite ones. All right. Next food for thought. Chili with or without cinnamon rolls?
Without.
I don't eat chili because I'm lame. I'm so lame. I'm failing the food section of this.
No, you're fine. You see, like now, I asked this because apparently it's a thing where in Iowa to have cinnamon rolls with your chili, and now just so you guys know, outside of Iowa, that's not normal.
Is that a thing, Brian?
I'm, I am not super familiar with it, but I have heard that chili and cinnamon rolls.
And
I'm weird, and
I think it's also a thing in like maybe Nebraska. It's definitely a Midwest type of thing, but it is not a Minnesota thing. That's for
Man,
sure.
maybe now we're gonna have that's what we're gonna have as well. We're gonna have chili and some cinnamon rolls and decide if that's the move anymore.
I I kind of want to try it though. Like so I really like chili and and cinnamon rolls are fucking tight. I wonder if like legit like good chili, like I make a good fucking chili. But like some chili and like Cinnabon, is it that kind of fucking cinnamon roll? Are we going deep with a Cinnabon, or is it gonna be like one of those like fucking little grocery store ones like that kind of suck, or a
if you're
quick
gonna do
trip
it,
one?
I think if you're gonna do it, you go big and you get the proper cinnamon roll,
I don't
right?
know if I would want to potentially wreck a Cinnabon, but maybe a quick trip cinnamon roll. I one of those. I think I'd fuck with one of those.
I'm one of the weird people where I eat my chili. I like if I'm gonna take the time to do it, not just eat a quick chili on noodles, like chili mac. I don't know if
Like
that's the thing. Like
chili
instead of
mac
spaghetti
is
sauce. Yeah.
chili mac is
Spaghetti.
first off is 100% a thing. You can buy that like Duncan, not Duncan Hines, what Dinty Moore, whatever, some sort of canned thing, soup type thing. Also makes like I saw it recently. There's a few different like chili mac in a can type things, and it's not
Yeah, I
SpaghettiOs.
see. I'll put like spaghetti noodles, and instead of spaghetti sauce, I'll just dump chili on top of it.
Well, that's Skyline chili.
Is it? Is that
Yeah,
what that is?
yeah,
I
that's
thought
like
Skyline chili was like its own like original recipe or something.
I mean, it's basically just chili on fucking spaghetti noodles.
All right.
And now, if you're
Learned
from
something new
Ohio,
today.
don't get at me, all right? I know it's not. It's like it's not just chili, okay? Fucking calm down, Ohio, all right?
Uh,
But I mean, it's basically Skyline chili though, or chili mac, which is elbow noodles,
yeah,
Okay, okay.
yeah.
which is fucking delicious.
That
But
makes more sense. Yeah.
yeah. All right. I got one more like either or. Brian, fucking pull it together though, okay? Get with this one.
Yeah, I'm a picky eater, man. It's just
Uh
the truth. I'm the
I'm
pickiest of
ho
eaters.
I am hoping that this both of these kind of seem like a family get together type thing though. And you may be picky, but it's like this shit seems I'm pretty sure it's just fucking like candy. So I'm hoping you got this. All right. Would you go with a good old Snickers salad, which is so Midwestern, or Scotcheroos?
Scotcheroo.
Scotcheroos.
Scotcheroos. That's the Iowa thing. Scotcheroos is
Yeah.
Iowa.
Is that an Iowa thing?
Oh yeah.
It's
Oh yeah.
so
Oh,
it said Snickers salad as well. However, that's just Midwestern. You know what
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
Snickers salad is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just
So is that the last one? Because I do have a question for you. If you
let's
look it
go.
up on the internet, I'm so shocked that
All right.
you didn't find the breaded tenderloin.
Bread. Well,
yeah.
there were
The breaded
tenderloins. Yeah,
breaded
yeah.
pork tenderloin to me, if someone was like, "What is the Iowa food?" I would say it's a breaded pork tenderloin.
Yeah. That'd probably be
So
right.
you don't really find that. When I lived in
It does.
Chicago,
So
it was
it
hard
re-
to find
the
this.
number one thing does say pork tenderloin sandwich. Um, but then the second thing is the loose meat made right sandwich, which is,
Yeah,
it's just, or the steak de Burgo,
that's new to me. Steak.
Man,
steak or de Burgo. I don't know. It says DE and then BURGO. It's a tenderloin steak dish featuring a garlicky herb infused butter sauce. It's a specialty of Des Moines.
Oh, huh. I Yeah, that one doesn't ring a bell for me. I
Okay.
guess I'm
we,
a
we
terrible.
should we should go there, Brian. Let's go.
You know what?
Let's
You
go
know
in Des
what,
Moines and get it.
Pat? You should come
Field
to
trip. Yeah.
Iowa.
Dude,
And we'll
let's
go to
Let's hang.
Fongs.
Let's hang for a weekend and let's go get all the food
let's do it. Dude,
and drink all the
I'll
beers. Let's do it.
I'll bring
I'm
the
serious.
hams. I'll bring the
I'm
hams.
serious.
I'm down, dude.
I
Uh
will. I will make you
Well,
the best meal you've ever had.
all
we'll,
right.
we'll 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 put you up. Are you okay with couches? Maybe a guest bed. We'll put you up. We'll take care of
Sure.
you.
I prefer a guest bed, but I could fuck with the
We,
couch.
we do at my house. I do have a guest bed now.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
when the band started, Brian and them thought about buying me shoes because they had holes in my shoes. So I think I've come a long way.
You look at you, you're a big guy. You're a big boy now. Let's see. What we got, there's a couple other things. So there was a hot beef sandwich, which
Okay, like the
uh,
open face, mashed
I think
potatoes and gravy on it.
yep, okay. So
Maybe.
shredded roast beef with mashed potatoes and gravy.
Yep.
Yeah. Obvious sweet corn. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's
Well,
be
yeah,
original Iowa.
yeah, but sweet corn is fire though.
We know you want
Oh,
like sweet corn is fire.
corn
Let me
on the
ask you this,
cob,
Patrick.
bro. Corn on
Yeah.
the cob from a guy on the side of the street is the best.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it.
Dude, we
What
have
do
that up here too.
What are your thoughts on the
No,
Juicy
it's just
Lucy?
an
Would you
Iowa
consider
thing.
that like your like a Minnesota thing, like
Oh
your
yeah.
thing?
Oh yeah. Yeah, 5/8 club or
See, I never had
Mats.
proper one, you know.
Okay. I
So I'm gonna have to
mean,
make a trip.
you, so 5/8 club is my favorite. And so there's the two. I believe it's Mats is the other one, and then the 5/8 club are the two that say they're like we invented the Juicy Lucy. Yeah, sure. They're good at both of them. You can get a good Juicy Lucy kind of anywhere at this point. But now hear me out, right? I also like when you like people talk what's better pizza, New York or New Jersey. Look, it's 2025. You can get a good fucking pizza anywhere. Just because like I can get a good fucking pizza in Duluth if you go to the right place. You know.
Yeah, but you haven't
And
had
you can get a
Smash
great pizza
Pizza.
in Des Moines.
Nah, you go to Smash Pizza in the Quad Cities. That is the best pizza spot.
Yeah. Or
Best.
get
I'm
some
saying.
fucking General So pizza. Beat that, New York. Beat the General So. I don't think you fucking can beat. You can't even beat a goddamn crab rangoon pizza. Get out of here,
Yeah,
New York.
yeah, yeah.
New York, but I mean, it's a good slice. New York's got good
Oh yeah.
slices, but
Oh
it's
yeah.
like it's pizza, man. I don't know. You can get good pizza everywhere. That's just my opinion. I know it's a hot take, but I also just like pizza. So, you know,
How
like
very pop punk are you?
I know.
Very 2007. Very
Speaking of
2007.
pop punk and pizza, that's another thing that's apparently popular in Iowa is taco pizza.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that is.
that's a big thing.
Happy Joe's.
Casey's Pizza?
Yep.
No, Casey's.
Okay.
Casey's
Well,
all the
it says
way.
Happy Joe's.
Oh,
I don't know what to
Hap-
tell you.
Happy
Happy
Joe's
Joe's.
invented it. Happy Joe's
Casey
invented
said
the taco
Casey says a
pizza.
good taco pizza though. They do.
All right. All right.
Yeah, but they
They
have the
do.
best
But Happy
breakfast
Joe's is
pizza.
better.
Oh, the breakfast pizza at Casey's is the best thing. It's so good. Oh,
I love taco
gas
pizza.
station pizza. Oh,
Yeah. How about ham balls? Is that a thing? Is that a thing for you guys, or is that sounds like like a boomer kind of thing? Ham balls?
I've had them a lot, and they are delicious. I didn't know that that was a specific like Iowa thing,
the heck is
but
a handball?
It's a delicacy made from ground pork and ham, often served with a brown sugar glaze.
they are delicious.
Yeah.
All right, Brian, do I have to make you handballs now?
I prob I think we're just coming up with like a weekly menu, and I'll just come to your house every day for like a week again, like I used
All
to, and you'll
right.
make me meals again, like I used to. The only difference is I could probably help afford the groceries to make the meals, and then I'll eat all the meals.
All right. I got two more food for thought. Um One and both of them are just our staple questions. And this is a very important one, all right? So dig deep. What's your Taco Bell order?
I eat at Taco Bell a lot, actually.
Yeah.
Um,
You're in a
it
pop punk
used
band.
it used to be the quesarito, but they don't have that anymore. So they have like a burrito now that's kind of similar.
Hmm.
I can't remember it's like a grande burrito. I
Sure.
always get that. I always get like 2 to 3 Doritos Locos tacos because they're
Yeah.
so good. And then I'll get like a soft shell taco because I'm
With
trying to be cheap.
with the decades menu back, do you go with the Cool Ranch right now?
I'm going to because Cool Ranch Doritos is my favorite food of all time. I'm not making that up. That's not a joke.
True story. It's true.
We will buy a family size pack of our family size pack, family size thing of Cool
Yeah.
Ranch Doritos, and I will eat them all in one
Okay.
day. I'll eat it all in one setting. I love Cool Ranch Doritos, so absolutely. I didn't realize that was back, so you
It's
just changed
back.
my life.
It's back.
I think the plan now is my wife and I were gonna go to a fancy dinner. I think we're gonna go to Taco Bell instead
Okay.
for our anniversary.
Got to get that decades menu. They also have, if you haven't had it in a long time, they also have the chili cheese burrito back, which, okay, if you've never had the chili cheese burrito, it's really good. Now, it shouldn't be good, and you're gonna get it if you have. So, first off, have you had it? Have either of you had it?
I have not.
Yes.
Okay. So it's gonna come and it's flat as fuck. And you're like, did they even put anything in it? And no, there's not much in it. It's chili. So, but for some reason, it tastes so stupidly good that it's worth it. There's like hardly anything in it. It's not like a big beefy, burrito that you normally get. It's like it's thin, but it's packed with flavor. It's ridiculous. It shouldn't be as good as it is. It also shouldn't be three fucking bucks. It should be $1, but it's really good. It's worth getting that one time.
What about yours, Brian? Do you go to Taco Bell?
Taco Bell. I'm a chalupa guy. I love chalupas. But like you, I'll get like a chalupa and then I'll get like three or four other items, just kind of depending, what it is. But usually the double decker taco.
Yeah,
So it'll
that's a
usually be
good
like
one.
a couple chalupas, double decker taco, and then either a soft or a hard shell taco.
Nice. I like
Diablo sauce, lots of Diablo sauce.
I like me a good cheesy gordita crunch.
Ooh, yep, yep.
Damn.
Yeah,
Also top notch right there.
that's top
Now
tier.
I I
I
ate before I came to work, but now I'm probably going to drive through or
I
not
I
McDonald's, Taco Bell on the way home.
I used to have a like I don't remember if you guys remember from the 90s, I think. They had a little Taco Bell dog. And like every
Yeah.
time I touched his ear, he would say Yo
Yo
quiero
quiero
Taco
Taco
Bell.
Bell.
Or he would say there was another thing, he would say like Viva Gordita.
Yeah.
And like I think about that all the time. I wish I still had that little
Yeah,
like
dude.
little plushy guy.
You'll have to try and get them back. eBay. Find that bad boy.
Yes, just spend $100 on this plushie.
Worth it. Worth it, man. Yo quiero Taco Bell.
That's pretty good. That was really good.
Yeah, that was good.
Thank you. Thank you. I took 4 years of Spanish. Uh,
I failed Spanish 1 and 2 despite my
okay.
last name.
So
So
hear me out with this. I did take 4 years of Spanish. Spanish one twice and Spanish two twice. No jokes here. That was real life.
yeah, I didn't. I was just trying to leave class to go play drums, and I sing for my band now. So
Yeah,
if you couldn't tell how fruitful that was, probably.
yeah. It was dedication though.
Yeah.
All right. We have our last food for thought question. This is deep. So take this however your heart tells you to take it. All right. If Eugene Levy was a potato, what kind of potato would you be?
I'll let Brian go first on this one.
Um. Oh man, thanks a lot, Brian. No, I'm kidding. What is it? I'm gonna be wrong. There's a Canadian. Would it be poutine?
Yeah, poutine.
Yep.
Poutine. That's the obvious answer.
Proud of
I
you.
lock it in. Not phoning a friend. Poutine.
I would agree. 100%.
All right.
Because
Canada.
a lot of people say poutine is the best cure for a hangover as well.
Yeah.
And based on us writing songs about drinking beer, with our friends and everything like that, I think it's very fitting. And poutine's just absolutely delicious.
It crushes.
Did we get any when we were in Canada with Exit?
No, you ended up getting some curry chicken and giving it to me because you didn't know what
Yeah.
curry chicken was and didn't like it.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm a picky eater, man. But yeah, Canada was rad. But that's not what we're talking about. Canada was rad though.
Canada is rad. I love Canada, and poutine from Canada is the best way to get your poutine. Because you got it in the States, you can get it up here, but it's not the same. It doesn't, even if it's made by a Canadian, it's still like it's
It's
tainted a
missing
little bit.
something.
It's tainted because it's like it has like American air, like just wafting on it. It's tainted. All right. That is it for our food for thought segment. Now it's time for rapid fire questions.
Friendships will be tested. Rapid fire questions.
You're just going to speak from the heart, going to shoot from the hip. Whatever the first thing that pops into your head, even if it's not one of the two options I present to you, you just speak your truth. Liquid Death or LaCroix?
Liquid death.
Liquid death, even though it's expensive.
Yeah, but it's so good.
Tap water. I prefer over
Tap
everything. For real, I love tap water.
I mean, I'm from Duluth, Minnesota, man. We have the tap water of the gods here. So, Spotify or Apple Music?
Spotify.
Turnstile never enough. Oh, you wanted the first thing in my head.
Dude, album of the year right there.
Oh, that's gonna be my album of the year.
I
Hands
think
down.
it is. I have a long list of like contenders for album of the year, and it is. I mean, it's gonna be a tough one to beat.
Yeah.
South Park or Family Guy?
South Park.
South Park. Yeah.
For sure. New episode tomorrow. Can't wait. MySpace or TikTok?
MySpace.
Neither.
Neither.
My MySpace background was like the very last one I had was every Blink-182 album was spinning above it. And then
Okay.
I think my song that played was Exit Emergency by Houston Calls.
Oh,
And so
All I know is
I
Brian.
missed it.
Brian, you would not have made my top 8.
That's fine. I didn't want to be in your top 8. I just wanted to make at least your friends list,
yeah. Top 8. That was just a popularity contest. All right, we're gonna keep it old school with this. Drive-through records or fueled by ramen?
Drive through records.
Drive through.
God
Drive
damn
through
right.
all day, all
Mind you,
day.
Agreed.
I did just see the entire Fueled by Ramen group at Riot Fest, where we saw like Cobra Starship, Gym Class Heroes, and the Academy is, and that was
Mhm.
wonderful.
Yeah.
I just lean more towards drive-through
I
bands.
mean,
Drive-through
Newfound
bands are
Glory,
so good.
starting line,
Yeah,
Finch, can't go wrong.
yeah,
Houston Calls, you also just named them. So
yeah, yeah. I flew all the way out to Jersey. That was the first time I went to Asbury Park, so that I could see them on their reunion because I named my first real band after them, and I went to go see them when they broke up on MySpace. And I ended up they broke up and I went to their last show in Iowa City, Iowa, and they kicked me out before they played because I was under 18. And so I told myself one day if they ever get back together, I'll go see them. So I flew out to Jersey to see them play. And I told him that story. Mind you, I had a few beers and it was probably a little annoying, but I was like front row going in for that band. It's a
hell
special
yeah,
band.
man.
And Brian actually played for that band or played, well, not for that band, played with that band at Gabe's in Iowa City, I think.
We got to play with them twice, which was really
Yeah.
awesome.
That's cool. Hell yeah. I um the only time I named a one of my bands after actually nope, twice I did. I did name one of my bands after a song of the starting line and Hit the Lights.
What songs?
I don't remember what the name of the songs are. It was like, but one of my bands was called Cities Never Sleep, and it was the Cities Never Sleep when you're gone.
Oh yeah, yep, yep,
Yeah.
yep.
Dude,
Yeah,
that first Hit the Lights record
yeah.
is just a
Unbelievable.
perfect thing. It's
It's
so
so good.
perfect.
It's very good. Very, very good. All right. Um,
Yeah.
beanies or snapbacks?
Snapbacks.
Snapbacks.
All right. Darth Vader or Lord Voldemort?
Vader.
Vader.
Damn right.
We literally did a hat that had Star Wars writing on it. That was like the actual writing, and it was around a beer can that said Eugene Levy. And people bought it because they're like, "Oh, this is kind of fun." And then somebody at a grocery store to my father-in-law reads it and goes, "What is Eugene Levy?" And we're like, "You can actually read the Star Wars like the
That
Star Wars writing? That's
that happened to
insane."
my dad too, where he was at Menards and someone went up and was like, what's Eugene Levy a night in?" He's like, "What do you mean?"
Yeah.
He's like, "That's what's on your hat." And he was like, "Oh, really?" Like he had no idea. He was just wearing it because he's my dad and support the band. But
That's awesome.
yeah,
All right.
I've never watched a Harry Potter movie in full or read a book.
That's all
I
right.
took a class on it. Um, I haven't consumed it in a long time, but I did take a class on it, and I got an A. Got an A in that class. That's what I'm
Look at
talking
you.
about.
You're a fucking Harry Potter act.
Yeah, I made
Podiac? I don't know.
I made everyone mad in that class because they were very deeply in love with it. And I was like, oh, so Snape only is nice to Harry because he wants to be with his mom.
Hmm.
And people got really mad at me for that. I
I'm
simplified the argument, but that was my
right.
argument in the class.
I mean, like, I think Harry Potter is good. And it's a really good series, and the books were great. The actors were great in the movies. The movies were great, but Voldemort here, like we actually just talked about this actually, but I think I think you'll also appreciate this. Voldemort's kind of a bitch. Dude,
Yeah.
he's got a fucking hard on for a little child. Like, he's like, I couldn't kill him. I'm gonna spend my whole life trying to kill him. Like, dude, fucking find a hobby, dude. Grow up. Christ, man.
That's
Like,
such a good point.
dude, he's
Start a pop punk band.
yeah, he's like obsessed with like killing this fucking little kid. Dude,
Yeah.
get therapy, dude. Like that's fucked up. Calm down. Or like just try and kill adults, you know?
I mean, by the time he tried to kill him at the end there, I think they were adults. But like I said, it's been so long since I've read those, and I
Yeah,
don't plan on consuming any of that media ever again. So I'm square.
that's fair. But Darth
Star Wars
Vader
all the way.
and
Star Wars.
Voldemort, the like look, let's the Force and magic, it's kind of the same thing, you know? When like once again, Voldemort's gonna be like, "Oh my god," and then Vader'd be like, "Well, I'm already choking him." So he's
You
like,
can't even do the spell, bro. You can't even do it.
"You can't even do it because you have to talk. I'm just gonna fucking choke your ass out, man. See you later."
Oh man.
Maybe throw a planet or two at you. Go away. Too tough for you.
Uh,
Go away. All right, last one.
Rogue One Darth Vader. I'm gonna say Rogue One Darth Vader because he did not play in that movie.
No,
Greatest Star Wars scene ever.
One of
Fan
the
of that
best,
movie.
yeah.
dude, Rogue One is top tier, man. So
That's what
good.
my dog's named after. Her name is Rogue, partially for that, partially for X-Men.
Nice. My cat and my dog are both named after Aquaman, so um, we differ a little. My cat's name is Arthur Curry, and my dog's name is Mara. So
Arthur is a great cat name, though, if you think about it.
it's Artie. We for short, we call him Artie. Um, yeah. All my animals have weird names. We one of our cats named is Romy from Romy and Michelle's high school reunion, and then we have one more cat, and his name is Nandor, from What We Do in the Shadows.
Great show. Great
Yeah,
show.
but his name is Nandor de Laurentiis, if you remember that episode in particular.
Oh
So,
man, it's been a minute. Oh, what is it? What is the name of the dude I dressed as him once? I'm not super familiar with the show. My wife really loved it, and it's the dude who Jackie Daytona. Is that what it is?
oh, Jackie Daytona. I'm
Yeah,
Jackie Daytona.
I was Jackie Daytona like a year or two I think ago for Halloween. It was
That's a good
super
one.
niche, but super fun.
I love it. I was actually thinking of going as Nandor the Relentless, like when he's wearing the Team USA basketball jersey
That's funny.
with like his flowy, vampire
Yeah,
shirt underneath it. That was my plan. Okay, last question. Green Day or Blink 182?
that's such a mean question.
Yeah,
That's so mean.
you got to pick one of them.
Are we talking about like musicianship? Or are
I
we
don't care
talking
what,
about just songs you like?
however your heart wants to take it. That's up to you.
That's
Brian, do you have an answer?
it's easy for me. It's Blink 182 for me. Like that
Oh,
was an easy one.
That's good.
but why, Brian? Why?
Tom DeLonge,
Tom DeLonge. All
Travis
right,
Barker.
sure.
Yeah,
I mean, damn, it was the second song I ever learned on guitar.
Damn, it's one of my favorite songs.
it's a great
Like
song.
Dude Ranch is my number one Blink-182 album.
Mine would be Untitled, but that's just because I think like when I grew up, that was the record that I found. It was the first record I ever heard front to back that was seamless,
Yeah,
and
that's
I was like,
usually
oh,
how.
this is I was
Yeah,
like, this is art. This is
yeah.
art. But no, uh, that's so hard because I love both the bands for vastly different reasons.
hmm
Nimrod is one of my favorite records by
It's
Green Day.
10 out of 10.
Um, Dookie is such a special record because I
10
had
out of
my
10.
one of my teachers was like, "You need to listen to Dookie. You've never heard this?" And I was like, "No." And then, I'd probably have to go with Blink because they technically are my second favorite band of all time. So I have to go with them. But I do really, really love me Green Day.
They're
I love me some Green Day.
they're two of the best bands of all time, in my opinion.
I saw them play Grouch at Riot Fest and I was so excited.
That's
I
awesome.
love that song. As an adult, the song isn't as funny as it was when I was a kid, but I loved that song and I got to see it live. And then we left before the crowd because that was too much, too many people.
I saw them both at the Pop Disaster tour when they toured together.
The biggest tour ever, the best tour ever.
It was awesome. And the opener was Saves the Day, and that was really fucking cool. So I
I
got
just
to see
saw
them.
them with Census Fail, because they did through with being cool.
Yeah. This was I think Pop Disaster Tour was when the album with like At Your Funeral like had just came out. Both good. It's a great album. And through being cool is my introduction to them.
Yeah, I was recording the first EP I ever did in a real studio, and a guy was like, "You've never heard it through with being cool?" I'm like, "No." He's like, you need to brush up on your pop punk."
Dude, through
And then
through being
great
cool
record.
is is the first. It was literally the first album I ever heard where I was like, "Oh, you don't have to rhyme. You don't have to
Mm.
rhyme like when your vocals and your lyrics. You don't have to rhyme, like because that dude, that album, he literally just was like, all right, I got my notepad, I got my journal with me. I'm just
Wait,
gonna sing what's in this.
yeah, it was from a poetry class he was taking.
That's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I did a really like with every band that I ever like, I do really deep dives on everything about the records and what they've been doing. And it shocked me to know that yeah, he wrote about like he was in a poetry class at the time, and that's where all the lyrics came from. And so it makes sense. Like let me take this awkward saw and put it against your thigh. That does not make sense in a song, but it also does, and it makes sense that it was poetry first that he
Hmm.
like threw in, you know?
Yeah, he's just like started singing it to the music and just made it fit.
And they were influenced by Lifetime. I have to say Lifetime, the best band of all time, my third favorite band of all time. Gotta say Lifetime. That was the band that influenced Saves the Day. Just throwing it out there. Everything goes back to Lifetime. Everything.
Everything.
I will die on that hill.
Fair enough. All right, Brian, you guys did it. You finished the podcast. Now we'll do a little recap, let everybody know what you got going on, where they can find you, and what's next for Eugene Levy.
Well, we're no longer gonna be a band after this podcast. That's what we decided during it. Um
We're
no,
just gonna
Ev-
go on a food tour with you. That's what we're gonna do.
Dude,
it'll be Eugene Levy rebranded as food touring, you know?
dude, I have like one time, I'm not going to name the episode. If anyone wants to search, they probably can figure it out. But before I did do an interview, and before the episode came out, the band had broke up
Oh man.
because of this podcast. No, I'm just kidding. That's not true. It's probably the only
Uh,
thing keeping them together.
but no, we're just gonna keep grinding, putting more music out, trying to have as much fun as possible. Um, and I like this next year seems really exciting. Like I said earlier, we are in probably one of the more happier spaces we've been in a long time. Because you get annoyed at your friends. Brian and I, we argue a lot, but then we're also really good friends. He was in my wedding, you know?
Yeah.
Um, and so like we're in probably one of the best spaces we've ever been. I think we're excited to be doing Eugene Levy, and we're just gonna have literally as much fun as possible and drink at least one beer during that time. So,
Hell yeah. Well, where can they find you? Like, what's your socials and stuff?
Eugene Levy Band, I believe, is everything. Is that
At
right,
everything.
Brian?
If you search us on Google, you have to type in Dan afterwards. Otherwise, you're just gonna come up with the legend and the icon, the actor himself, Eugene Levy, not us.
Yeah.
That's
Up
fair.
until this past few weeks, I didn't know there was another one. I thought we were the only one. It was crazy.
Yeah. And if it helps, you can also find everything at eugenelevyband.com.
That does exist, yeah.
It does exist. They
Website
got
still exists.
and it was actually made by our homies Electric Kiwi.
Oh yeah.
They also did the
Props to Ross.
yeah, Ross for not even Ross for less. Ross the most, right?
Yeah.
Like literally, like when one time we crowdfunded a video, and he threw down money for it, and I was like, "You didn't have to do that. That was so kind of you." And when the Eugene Levy thing happened, he like posted something like, "Oh, it's just a matter of time. I knew you guys would eventually get there."
Yeah.
And I'm like, that dude rules. Rad
Dude,
human.
he's Ross is the best. He was one of the first supporters I had for Unsigned Pop Punk, and he's been around ever since. He has helped us out when I was first starting out. So love that dude to
Heck
death.
yeah,
Fucking love him. So yeah, go to
a legend, living legend.
legendary. Yes. So if you guys need anyone listening, you need website work, go hit up Electric Kiwi. He'll
Mhm.
hook you up. We'll get you something real pretty. If you need to see what it looks like, go to eugenelevyband.com. and you'll see it. It's beautiful. All right, everybody, thank you so much. Make sure to go check out Eugene Levy, the band, and go check out Schitt's Creek and things like that.
Watch Best in Show.
Watch Best in Show, but watch all the Eugene Levy band music videos and all that stuff. Go follow them on socials. Go stream the shit out of their music. They got good stuff and big things coming, as the kids say. All right, this has been another episode of the Unsigned Pop Punk Podcast. I love y'all. I'll see you on Monday. Thank you so much for checking out the show. Please hit that like, subscribe, or follow button so you never miss an episode. And thank you to those who already are. Please rate and review the show to help the show be found by new people. And if you're in the position to help us grow, head on over to our website where you can find merch, our Patreon, and other ways that you can help at www.unsignedpoppunk.com. Let us know in the comments who else you'd like to see on the show and what other content you would like to see. Thank you so much for spending your time with us.